Long before the fall of Icarus, there was a man so brilliant that kings feared his intelligence. His name was Daedalus. Daedalus was the greatest inventor in all of Greece. He could build almost anything. Palaces, statues, machines, and inventions that seemed impossible. His reputation spread across the ancient world. People traveled great distances just to witness his creations. One day, King Minos of Crete gave Daedalus a terrifying task.
I demand a structure that defies logic, a prison for the Minotaur. Begin immediately, and tell no one of its secrets.
Deep beneath the king's palace lived a monster. A creature called the Minotaur. Half man, half bull. The beast was so dangerous that it had to be imprisoned forever. So Daedalus designed a massive maze. A labyrinth unlike anything the world had ever seen. Its twisting corridors stretched endlessly. Its pathways crossed and doubled back on themselves. Dead ends waited around every corner. Anyone who entered would become hopelessly lost. The king was pleased. The Minotaur was trapped. And for many years, no one could escape the labyrinth. But success came with a price. King Minos began to fear the inventor who had built such wonders. Daedalus knew too many secrets. He knew the palace. He knew the labyrinth. And he knew the king's weaknesses. Eventually, Minos made a cruel decision. Daedalus and his young son, Icarus, would never be allowed to leave Crete. The inventor had become a prisoner. Father and son were locked away under constant watch. The sea surrounded the island. The king controlled every ship. The harbors were guarded. Escape seemed impossible. But Daedalus was not a man who accepted defeat. Day after day, he studied the birds flying above the island. They traveled wherever they wished. No king could command them. No walls could stop them. And slowly, an idea began to form. If humans could not escape by land, and could not escape by sea, perhaps they could escape through the sky. Daedalus began collecting feathers. Small feathers. Large feathers. Every feather he could find. Patiently, he tied them together. He used thread. He used wax. Piece by piece, he built two enormous wings. One pair for himself. And one pair for Icarus. After weeks of work, the wings were finally complete. Daedalus tested them carefully. They moved like the wings of a bird. For the first time, freedom seemed possible. Before they left, Daedalus gave his son a warning.
Do not fly too close to the sun, nor too close to the waves. Keep the middle way, and follow me exactly.
A warning that would become one of the most famous lessons in mythology. Listen carefully, Icarus. If you fly too low, the sea will soak your wings and drag you down. But if you fly too high, the heat of the sun will melt the wax. You must stay between both dangers. Follow me. And do not lose control. Icarus promised he would obey. The next morning, they climbed to a high cliff overlooking the sea. The wind blew strongly around them. Then they jumped. The wings caught the air. And suddenly, they were flying. Below them, the sea stretched endlessly. Above them, the sky seemed limitless. Icarus could hardly believe it. He laughed with joy. The feeling was unlike anything he had ever known. For the first time in his life, he was truly free. They soared over the waves. Past ships. Past cliffs. Past everything that had once trapped them. Daedalus smiled. The plan had worked. But as they continued their journey, something changed. The excitement began to overwhelm Icarus. He wanted to fly higher. Higher than anyone had ever flown before. His father's warning faded from his mind. Ignoring Daedalus, Icarus climbed higher and higher into the sky. The sun blazed above him. Its heat grew stronger with every moment. Far below, Daedalus shouted desperately,
Icarus! Come back!
You are flying too high! The sun will destroy your wings!
But the boy could not hear him. Or perhaps he no longer cared. He was too enchanted by the thrill of flight. Then disaster struck. The wax holding the feathers together began to melt. One feather drifted away. Then another. And another. Icarus looked around in horror. His beautiful wings were falling apart. He tried to stay in the air. But it was too late. The feathers scattered into the wind. And suddenly, he began to fall. Down through the sky. Past the clouds. Toward the sea below. Daedalus watched helplessly. Unable to save his son. Unable to reach him in time. Moments later, Icarus disappeared into the waves. The sea swallowed him. And the boy who dreamed of touching the heavens was gone. Heartbroken, Daedalus continued alone. His escape had succeeded. But the victory felt empty. He had gained freedom. And lost the person he loved most. For thousands of years, the story of Icarus has survived. Not because he flew, but because he flew too close to the sun. And his story remains a reminder that courage is powerful. But wisdom is just as important.